Ethiopia to play share in conducting free, fair, and democratic election. Ethiopian and Eritrean Americans urge representatives in U.S. houses to carefully analyze situation in Ethiopia. And Kenya imposes new lockdown to combat surge in coronavirus infections. Hello, many thanks for joining us. You're watching Addis News Hour with the news. I'm Tabitha John. Do stay with us. Political parties have called on the National Electoral Board of Ethiopia to play a part in helping conduct free and democratic election. The board, for its part, says it is undertaking promising activities to make the election process free, fair, and democratic. Alula Teklamariam brings you up to speed.
Ethiopia's sixth general election is scheduled to be conducted in almost 2 months' time. Competing political parties are in the midst of election campaigns, promoting their alternative policies and strategies, and now calling the election board to play a role in conducting free, fair, and democratic elections.
In case of Metakel Zone, we learned that the government has identified some posts where elections have and have not taken place because of security issues. So what is your take on that? How will that be done? We know candidates of our party are not allowed to get registered. We know the registration includes only at the top level. So, what is the board doing to address this?
For example, people who are assigned by the Election Board of Ethiopia are giving training in connection with elections, but on the other side, these people are also appointed by the ruling Prosperity Party as a candidate in Afar region.
The National Election Board of Ethiopia has responded to their questions.
90% ማለት እችላለሁኝ በተለየ ሁኔታ የኦነግን ጉዳይ የኦብነግን ይቅርታ
In connection with the candidacy registration for the ONLF members, I can say 90% of our move was successful. We repeatedly met and discussed with the chairperson of the party in a special case. Thus, the party had its candidates registered in all zones, except the city zone. The case of Matakkal, actually, the command post is mandated to bring the full report and we are waiting for that. However, we can also hold discussions with our election executives to follow up the case. Regarding the issue of impartiality of the election executives, there is no doubt that we will discuss their license if we come across such party member.
It is learned that the board and other stakes made an allocation of airtime and space in the broadcast and print media organizations respectively, with an intention of promoting their policies and strategies.
As a prosperity party, we expressed and are expressing our opposition toward the airtime allocation. 5% is not enough for us. We believe it is unfair. So, there should be an improvement.
5% ጉዳይ ማለት ነው ብልጽግናም ያው እንደገለጸው
Even though Prosperity Party opposes this motion, we believe that it is quite fair and that there will not be any other change in this regard.
አውጥተን አውርደን የወሰነው ነው
Ethiopian Americans and Eritrean Americans residing in the greater Seattle metropolitan area have condemned the propaganda campaigns waged by remnants of the defunct TPLF clique and called upon their elected representatives in both houses of the United States to carefully analyze the situation in Ethiopia. The organizers of the rally are the Ethiopian Public Diplomacy Team and Allen La'abai, a coalition of Ethiopian women in Seattle. In a coordinated joint public rally, the demonstrators vehemently condemned the high treasonous crimes and crimes against peace perpetrated by the TPLF clique back in November 2020. The participants of the rally also strongly denounced the propaganda campaigns waged by the remnants of the defunct junta that has attacked the Ethiopian National Defense Forces stationed in the Tigray region of northern Ethiopia for more than 2 decades in defense of the sovereignty of the country and peace of its people. The demonstrators further deplored the undue diplomatic and political pressures attempted against their country of birth by politicians of some Western countries, unjustifiably influenced by the organized defamation campaigns and lobby works financed by the resources illegally embezzled from the Ethiopian people in the last 3 decades by some core members and supporters of criminal clique and their cronies living luxuriously with the diaspora from Ethiopia. The marchers also called upon the international community to carefully analyze the situation in Ethiopia and submitted their statements with 12 demands to the offices of Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell, the 2 senators representing the state of Washington in the U.S. Senate. Eritrea has agreed to withdraw its troops stationed in Ethiopia's border areas. This came following the brief visit to Eritrea by Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. In a statement issued by the Office of the Prime Minister after Abiy's return from Asmara, it was indicated that the government of Eritrea was forced to cross border and seize Ethiopian lands following rocket attacks by the TPLF mafia clique on Bahir Dar and Asmara. The Eritrean government, the statement said, did this to prevent further attacks and safeguard its national interest. The Ethiopian defense troops will take over guarding those areas effective immediately, it said. Briefing journalists, the Minister of Innovation and Technology, Abraham Belay, who traveled as part of the Ethiopian delegation to Asmara, disclosed that the 2 countries have agreed to strengthen people-to-people relations in the near future. The high-level delegation led by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has arrived in Addis Ababa after finalizing its 2 days official visit in Eritrea. Take a listen to this.
After the TPLF cliques have attacked the northern command in the state of Tigray, they have been firing heavy rockets into Asmara. As a result, the federal government was forced to engage in law enforcement operation against the TPLF gangs. Due to security threat posed by TPLF provoking act, the Eritrean forces approached the Ethiopian boundary. After discussion during the latest visit to Asmara, the Eritrean government has agreed to evacuate Ethiopian land still occupied by its army. Ethiopian defense troops will take control of the areas immediately.
They further agreed to strengthen the people-to-people relations at border areas, finalize infrastructure linking the 2 countries, and implement new development projects.
We have agreed to work cooperatively to solidify bilateral ties as well as infrastructural facilities. In addition, the 2 countries have agreed to boost people-to-people ties.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says it has been working to inform the international community about the objective realities in Tigray region. Meanwhile, Ethiopian ambassador to Switzerland, Zennebe Kebede, told ETV that the TPLF propagandists have been spending millions of dollars to lie to the world about the situation in Tigray. Emmanuel Jogi reports.
TPLF cronies, spokesperson of Ethiopia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs Ambassador Dina Mufti stated that the ministry is striving to make clear government's activities in Tigray for the rest of the world in different ways.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which is leading the diplomatic activities of this country, has been trying to brief resident diplomats in various forums. Our missions abroad also are doing the same. They are knocking at the doors of various forces, various sectors of the countries in which they reside, and they are trying to impress on them what Ethiopia is doing so as to rehabilitate the northern part of the country. what Ethiopia is doing so as to instill confidence in the people, what Ethiopia is doing so as to help give relief to the people who are affected, and what Ethiopia is doing so as to probe the alleged violations of human rights. Though these efforts have been going on and that has continued, definitely we should continue it as well, and hopefully it will yield the result very soon.
Ethiopian ambassador to Switzerland Zennebe Kebede said what the Ethiopian government telling the international community is a concrete and verifiable truth about the situation in Tigray region currently.
The government of Ethiopia is concretely working on the ground what benefits the entire public people of Tigray, and also communicating with the international community an observable and tangible facts on the ground, which anyone can verify by itself. As the situation progresses, where the law enforcement operation has begun and progressing, we have been updating the international community here in Geneva, specifically the UN specialized agencies and other international organizations in Geneva, all permanent missions of the international community, the countries accredited here in Geneva.
Ambassador Zennebe pointed out that TPLF is using its human and material resources embezzled from Ethiopia to spread pieces of fake news, which assures that they are strong in lies.
I can confirm to you that the TPLF is strong in lying. The entire family of the TPLF leaders and their allies, their beneficiaries, are living abroad, in America, in Europe, in China, Dubai, and elsewhere. The Ethiopian people's resources, which has been embezzled over the last 27 years, has been kept in foreign banks. They have also been established undue relationship with a number of media outlets, some journalists, and also some organizations, as a result of which they have strategized to make use of this infrastructure they have already put in place.
Some of the contesting political parties running for seats in Addis Ababa during election 2021 vow to solve the problems prevalent in the capital city if they win the polls. They have also reflected their ideological approaches regarding the controversy of ownership claim over Addis Ababa. Goshu Melliso has the details.
A skyrocketing cost of living, unemployment, illegal land grabbing, and exacerbated housing crisis are some of the basic problems facing Addis Ababa city residents. Ethiopia is slated to hold the 6th general election come June 5. Talking to ETV, contesting political parties running for seats in Addis Ababa vowed to alleviate these compounded problems if they win the election.
True, residents are facing insurmountable challenges, but we already have the nation on our backs on the path of reform. That's not to underestimate the problems being faced by residents. The measures we took in the short run are bringing effective results.
A representative of the Ethiopian Citizens for Social Justice Party for his part said their party plans to fix the problem by adjusting the administrative system.
Idema has fielded efficient candidates to the 138-seat city council. All of these candidates know the city very well. Our party has also identified basic problems of the city via researches it conducted. We have already announced our policy and manifesto, which we believe help us resolve the problems facing Addis Ababa. I hope all these challenges will go away in 5 years of time if we win the election.
ለአዲስ አበባ ያላቸውን ራዕይ መስራት የሚፈልጉትን
Political parties also cleared their stance over the claim of the ownership of Addis Ababa city, saying the interest of equality should be respected. The Prosperity Party underscored that polarized political agenda will only compound the problems of this nation. On the other hand, as stipulated in the constitution, every Ethiopian citizen the right to live and freely move has to be ensured, says the opposition Izema.
እያንዳንዱ ኢትዮጵያዊ በመላ ሀገሪቱ በነጻነት መንቀሳቀስ
We aspire that every citizen has the right to live, freely move and earn wealth as stipulated in the constitution irrespective of his or her nationals. This must be ensured. People should actively take part in any affairs of their country and get political representation where they live. Claiming ownership of over one region for a particular group of people is unacceptable and divisive. Therefore, the residents of Addis Ababa city should be administered by whoever has better policy alternatives and manages to win the city as opposed to this or that group.
የሚመስለኝ አዲስ አበባ ህዝብ በመረጠው መተዳደር አለበት።
The two parties reaffirmed their commitment to work for a peaceful and credible election.
In business news, creating wider market linkage between small-scale micro-enterprises and industrial parks is said to be critical to secure more foreign currency. The second round business-to-business fair has kicked off at Bole Lemi Industry Zone. Habtamu Ashagwe presents the story as follows.
The World Bank, cooperatively with the Industrial Parks Development Corporation, is taking Industrial Parks Development Corporation Competitiveness and Job Creation Project initiative. The project is providing necessary items of machinery and technical assistance to over 31 micro and small-scale enterprises. As part of this move, the second round business-to-business fair opened in Bole Lemi Industrial Park. Speaking on the occasion, Industrial Parks Development Corporation Competitiveness and Entrepreneur Director General Unetu Wadajo said the fair is critical to create market linkage between enterprises.
በተለያየ የምርትና ያገልግሎት ዘርፍ በማሸጊያ በህትመት በጥበቃ በካተሪንግ በተለያየ አገልግሎት በጉምሩክ ማስተላለፍ እና ፎርዋርዲንግ
Over 31 small and medium scale enterprises are participating in this fair. These enterprises have been participating in laminating, printing, security, catering and payment forwarding among other fields. The objective of this event is to improve their service as well as to create market linkage with investors and purchasers in industrial parks.
The Bole Lemi Industrial Park Director General Tinsaye Man for his part said business-to-business event is vital to create market linkage between foreign and domestic investors.
If small and medium enterprises create market linkage with experienced companies, they can bring competitive products by improving the quality of the product. They can also produce quality and competitive products that qualify for the international market. They will have also wider market access.
Participants told ETV that the B2B event brings advantage to create market linkage with other foreign companies. The first B2B event was organized in Hawassa Industrial Park and further B2B activities will be underway in the near future, it was learned.
Ethiopian Airlines, Africa's leading airline, is to trial the IATA Travel Pass, a digital travel mobile app to enhance efficiency in testing or vaccine verifications so as to restart travel. The Travel Pass initiative helps verify the authenticity of test information presented by travelers, which is essential for ensuring the safety of passengers while complying with entry requirements of countries. Regarding the trial of the IATA Travel Pass, Tawolde Gebremariam, Group CEO of Ethiopian Airlines, said, quote, digital technology is vital to solve many of the problems that arise from the pandemic. We are glad that we are offering new digital opportunities to our passengers so as to fully and safely restart air travel. Our customers will enjoy efficient, contactless, and safer travel experience with their Travel Pass digital passport. As a safety-first airline, we are going to be among the first to implement IATA's Travel Pass initiative to facilitate travel. Alexandre de Juniac, IATA Director General and CEO, said Ethiopian Airlines is helping to lay the foundation for a reconnected world in which health credentials, COVID-19 test results to vaccination certificates will play a role. Kenya has imposed a new lockdown to combat a surge in coronavirus infections. President Uhuru Kenyatta on Friday announced a ban on all inland travel in the capital Nairobi and out to 4 other counties. Kenya's COVID-19 positivity rate has jumped from 2% to 22% between January and March, and Nairobi accounts for nearly 60% of the cases. Kenyatta said that hospital admissions had increased to 52% in the past 2 weeks, and that at least 7 people are dying every day from coronavirus, according to Africa News. No road, rail, or air transport will be permitted in Nairobi, Kajiado, Kiambu, Machakos, and Nakuru. In-person meetings will also be banned. Alcohol sales in the areas have also been banned, and restaurants can only provide takeaway services. The president also ordered an immediate suspension of all face-to-face teaching, which includes universities, with the exception of students currently taking exams. All sporting events are also suspended. International travel is permitted, but subject to a negative coronavirus test. The new measures began on Friday at midnight. And finally, Africa's lesser-known elephant, the forest elephant, though hidden deep in the jungle, remains no less in danger. In their latest updated, quote, red list, which regroups all at-risk species, the International Union for the Conservation of Nature labeled them as critically endangered. Previously, elephants on the continent were assessed as a single species, considered vulnerable but not endangered. IUCN Chief Bruno Oberle said in a statement to Today's News, IUCN Red List assessment of both African elephant species underline the persistent pressures faced by these iconic animals. Benson Okita, IUCN's African Elephant Commissioner, explains it's much harder to police the areas where the forest elephants live, according to Africa News. Listen to this.
It's more vulnerable to poaching because of the kind of area where it inhabits. And these areas are thick areas. They are areas that you find armed militia groups hiding. Yeah, they are areas that anti-poaching units can find really difficult also to go in and monitor and enforce law. It becomes very challenging for these animals, and those areas also you find logging also going on in terms of habitat loss, and some of this go undetected because of the nature of that kind of habitat.
Conservationists say the forest elephants face a greater risk of extinction than the larger savanna elephants found in East Africa. But all over the continent, the numbers have been dropping.
You need to think of the 1960s, 1970s. We were talking of over 1.5 million elephants across the region. Across Africa that time, but since then we have seen those declines that we are talking of numbers now of 415,000.
You're watching Addis News Hour. A quick reminder of today's headlines. Political parties call on the National Electoral Board of Ethiopia to play share in conducting free, fair, and democratic election.